Well, back to the Scatterpot podcast, episode 36. We have a lot of topics today, and I will say this is the final episode that you will see in this format. We haven't
Maybe. Let's not
potential.
Let's not guarantee anything.
There's a high possibility that it will not be just random topics. It's gonna still be random, but a little more organized.
We're gonna change the structure of this a bit. Don't
add us.
Don't add us and don't ask us because we don't know.
Yeah,
So here, what I was trying to ask is, like, while we were in our 5 seconds of silence, or while we were getting into our 5 seconds of silence.
Correct.
My chair made a scary noise.
Oh no.
And I'm asking, when are you going to Micro Center? Because I need a new chair.
Okay, so yeah, I actually so my tuition next semester is $2,200.
Okay.
And I was able to split it up into 4 payments of $550.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be paying it on. The payments it's due by
December. Well, January 2nd is the.
Well, actually.
Oh,
the monthly payments are different. Yeah.
Oh.
So I pay December 5th, January 5th, February 3rd, and March 4th. But my mom and dad will pay for 1 month, and my grandma will pay for 1 month, and I can pay for the other 2 months roughly either at the end of November or at the very first week of December, and then after that I can start saving for the PC. Yeah,
dude, I need a new chair, and part of me just wants to go to Office Depot and just buy one. But no, I'm thinking about going an actual nice chair, like something that won't
$600 gaming chair.
No, like max $200 gaming chair. I have a budget. It's oh wait, what was I thinking? Dude, I'm actually really curious. I haven't checked. I want to know how much my tuition is going to be next semester. With my
how many credit hours is your course? So that's $300 confirmed. And then I don't know the I'd say
then
around,
the other fees
I'd say about $500-$600, which is
it's
pretty
gonna
nice.
be really nice. I hope that textbook. Is there a textbook for that class? Shouldn't be, right?
I hope not. I totally forgot.
Because, dude, I know. Last time I had a really cheap semester, one of my textbooks just wailed me in the side with a $180 price tag. It was
was it your math one?
Yeah, it was my math class. That textbook is
Have you taken statistics?
Not statistics.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No,
do I have a deal for you.
Boy, if you take calculus 2, boy, do I have a deal for you.
I'm taking calculus.
You're pretty
this semester.
Calculus 1, right? Any chance you're taking calculus 2? Actually,
I might be. I don't know.
Figure out what book they want, because it actually may be the same book.
I hope so.
Because this is just calculus. It's not called calculus. It was just called calculus. So honestly, I could maybe give you a deal on your book. I want 1 graphics card.
Sure, I'll give you a 1660.
just
1650.
Yeah, no, dude, I don't need that. I don't need that. I have one better, like half a step better.
The 1070?
Yeah, 1070. All right. Speaking of gaming,
DreamHack. That's not what it was.
Oh, I was about to say, was it DreamHack?
No.
But no.
DreamHack is next week.
Is that what you got invited to?
Yes.
That doesn't even start with a M or whatever you said it started with.
This was called Pantherland.
Pantherland?
Not land. Yeah, like LAN.
No, that's what I said, Pantherland.
What I went to, yeah.
Wow.
It's because it was at University of
Panthers.
Yeah, it was the University of Georgia, but their mascot's a panther, so they called it Pantherland.
University of Panthers.
That's basically what it was.
Gosh. So, dude, what are you going to be doing at DreamHack next week?
I just got invited. I got free tickets to it.
Oh, really?
And then I was able to get...
Are you going to do their BYOC?
What's that?
It's a thing DreamHack usually does where you can bring your own computer and just play games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, no, dude. Dude, when you see those things, it's ridiculous because you see everyone's rigs, like their personal rigs,
Mm.
and you have those who just built a PC to run things, and then you have those who like pimped out their ride.
Yeah, like-
Just
Yeah, you have like a Linus computer, and
yeah,
then you have
like
the $69 computer.
no, yeah, you have someone who built a PC in like a Dell XPS case, those cases that are like this big,
Mhm.
and then you have the people who like pimped it out with RGB water cooling. Just yeah.
But
So yeah, but what about what was your trip like this week? Your day in Atlanta.
So my I-85 and 2 I-85
Of course.
virginity was taken from me this Saturday.
What?
I took it's my first time driving on I-85 and 2 I-85.
I was about to say, I'm like, what about 285?
Yeah, I've driven on those two.
Wait, is that so? Wait, didn't you went to New London, right?
Yeah, they took me on 316.
Oh, mine guys took me on I-85.
Yeah, she's like, just go 316, and she made me go on and off of like these ramps.
Dude,
I'm like,
no,
come on.
No, my guy made me take I-85.
Mm.
And he's like, all right. Literally, we drove, and we drove through like some backwoods area for like 5 minutes, and then he's like, all right, take a right here, and just it's like, and, he's like, and go, and I'm like, oh. And then I went. No, oh gosh, yeah. So, what was your thoughts on I-85 and 285? How much cancer did you receive?
It's not bad, but it's funny watching people just like zoom by, like in the left lanes.
Dude, there's so. One of my favorite things, because I over not this past summer, but the summer before when I worked at Brownlee's, I did a lot of deliveries in the van, and I had to take I-85 and 285 all the time. But we had the Peach Pass. Boy, is that beautiful. You just zoom and you're just like, hey.
You get past all the traffic,
dude. But then here's the sucky part: when they don't give you that for some of the parts of the Peach Pass, they give you like a left exit ramp sort of thing, to take off. But sometimes those exits didn't have it, so I had to cut across all the lanes in this giant van, just. And so like legit when it was like your exit's in like 4 miles, and I'm like, I'm gonna start heading that way. just like one lane over at a time, and then there'd be people like, what are you doing? So but after you got your V card taken from you, how was the actual trip? Like, what was the actual event like?
So it was pretty fun. There's a bunch of booths set up everywhere. I did talk on that panel. What
was the panel about? Like, what do you talk about on a panel where you just goes?
It's just about coaching, and I was asked a bunch of questions about being a coach, and
was it a curated panel or is it more of a Q&A panel?
Both.
Oh.
So like we answered questions that someone came up with, and then we answered questions in the crowd. Yeah.
What kind of people were with you on that booth? Like,
my CEO, and then some pro that managed teams, some pro manager that managed pro teams. I didn't know.
Did anyone ask you specifically a question?
Yeah.
What was the question that you specifically got asked?
I'm trying to think exact wording. It was like,
well,
what do you? Okay, it was like, what do you?
Was this a curated question? Like
no.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like a Q&A, like someone walked up to a mic and go like, Mr. Huber, or like something like that.
The guy asked, should coaches be like hard on their players?
And you told them, if they're hard for more than 4 hours, you need to go to the doctor.
I did say that, yes.
Yeah.
The guy sat back down reluctantly. Yeah.
Then you tossed him a bottle of Viagra.
Yes.
Like, always. You just go always toss them the bottle.
Sponsored by Viagra.
Dude, that would be really funny if there was ever a convention, like a gaming convention or something like that, sponsored by Viagra.
They need to do that just to mess with people.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Just imagine like an esports tournament's going on and a banner behind them all just says Viagra. That would be absolutely hilarious. I would.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. They had VR set up everywhere. They had.
Did you get to try any of it?
No, I was busy. I had to because we had our own like area for our players
Yeah,
to do,
yeah.
so I had to stay over there most of the time.
We were
But
just like,
they had for you would love this. They had literally like an entire wall, like get your wall and times 3 going that way of just board games.
dude, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
And you need a government ID to show them. This is I don't know exactly why, but
honestly, well, it's probably the ID just like so they know who took the game.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, when you said government ID, I thought you meant like
CIA.
well, no, like paperwork, like like congressional like paperwork or something like
I
that.
hereby give.
It's just like, hi, I'm
permission.
Senator so and so. It's like I'm here to pick up Munchkin.
Yeah, they had a bunch, and then they had tables to the right of that went down a little bit.
Dude, one thing I want to do, and we should try to do this next summer, MomoCon when that comes back around.
Is that the anime thing?
That's the well, yes, it's the anime convention, but if that or Dragon Con, which was like in September, which is more of just a generic nerd con.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that would be fun to go to one of those.
There's convention called Southern Fried Gaming. It's coming in next summer, and they have a bunch of old art. It's free to get in, I think. No, it's not free. You have to pay to get in.
That's most conventions, honestly.
You have to pay to get in, but once you get in, all like the arcade games are free. They have tables where you can bring your own games. There's cosplay stuff and all that stuff. Oh, I thought I missed it through camera.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Wow, I'm looking at the sponsors. Sponsors for Southern Fried Gaming are Geek Dad, Marco Specialties, Voice of Geeks Network, MarksterCon, and Stars and Strikes Bowling.
Nice.
It's just like one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, the bowling's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird. I'm gonna look up the FAQ of Southern Fried Gaming, which is July 10th through July 12th.
The
2020.
owner of it and then his son were there just chilling.
Our tabletop gaming area is open the entire duration of the con, even overnight. The free play arcade closes at 1:45 p.m. Dude, they say they're gonna keep the convention hall open until midnight. But then it just says like gaming could like go, board gaming can go further. I don't know.
It's kind of.
It is a family friendly event, which I doubt.
They did say it's family friendly.
I mean,
the cosplay
look
relatively family friendly.
Oh, how do you curate cosplay?
No titties.
Yeah. But like, is there someone at the gate like?
They have to inspect. Yes.
Wow, there's actually like stupid questions. There's like 10
Are
different.
you actually trying to solve this?
Oh no.
Okay. I was gonna mess
well, like toss it over here. I can only solve one side of a Rubik's cube.
That's your specialty.
No, that's my talent.
I can solve one side
of a Rubik's cube. Hold on. Shuffle it up for me. Anything else about your trip while you're shuffling up that Rubik's cube?
I got to meet the voice actor for someone in Mortal Kombat, someone in Street Fighter. I don't know.
You're like the greatest news journalist ever. I gotta meet the voice actor for someone in something and someone in another thing.
Well, he said his name, but I don't play it, so I didn't really like recognize.
Did he say his like actor's name or the character's name?
Character's name.
You idiot.
I don't remember.
Like, was it Scorpion, Sub-Zero?
No, it's nothing like that.
Was it like? I doubt it was like Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter then.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh, it was?
No.
All right. What color do you want me to solve for?
Green.
Green. Why don't you start up our next topic while I solve it for green?
FaZe Jarvis.
Yeah, you know this story.
So FaZe Jarvis is a FaZe Clan member that got banned for life for cheating in Fortnite. He actually cheated before this. I believe he got caught, and he was banned for a little bit.
I didn't know about the cheating before.
I believe so. So he got banned for life, and he made an apology video that was monetized, and
always.
Mm-hmm. And
Dude, can we talk about how cry that video was?
Oh, it was hilarious.
It was awful, honestly.
It was hilarious.
It was like I didn't understand my actions. It's like I'm sorry.
You're 17. Come on, bro.
But like, come on.
First off, like, there's so many negatives to what he did that he can't possibly defend himself. Like, the only positive, or not even positive, the only neutral thing you could say was he was making content. And at that point, you can just immediately refute that by saying,
I can solve one side of a Rubik's Cube.
Canaan has solved the green side.
That is my.
solve the rest of it.
Will you now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Where are you going to microphone?
That sounds so suspicious, dude. That's so.
Dude, actually, I need to mention this. This was funny.
Gosh.
I know my time is running out. Something that was funny that happened is my sister's like, "Hey, Kanan, can I use your computer for something?"
Oh no.
And I'm like, "Sure." And I didn't think about it. I just hear, "Kudunk," and I'm like, "Kinsley, did you just jump in the chair?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Don't do that."
Oh, I was like, did she die?
Did she die? Yeah. No, did you notice that Kinsley's not here? She's dead. She died. She died in the great chair accident. Yeah, but no, FaZe Jarvis, it was just, that video was so weepy, and I was like, what? And I'm like, but I don't know how he didn't think this was going to happen, because Epic's pretty, I mean, I'm not 1,000% sure, but from what I could tell, like, Epic's pretty serious about cheaters.
Yeah, what happened is there was 2 competitive cheaters who were banned for 6 months, and the community was outraged because they were cheating and competitive, and I think one of them got pretty far and got money for it.
Okay.
So people are like, they need to be harsher. So Epic's like, okay, you want us to be harsher? If you cheat, you're banned for life from our game.
And then FaZe Jarvis posts a video of him cheating.
And then Epic bans him.
And now people are outraged because he got banned too harshly.
No, on the community, Fortnite community on Reddit, people are saying he's...
But not... that I'm leading to the next part, Ninja.
Yeah, his argument is that since he's a content creator, he should get some leniency.
And favoritism was a word that was used.
He needs to, like... So he should be... I think he should be banned from the competitive scene for life.
Okay.
And then he should only be allowed to play on, like, Playground and Creative. Because pubs have real people in it that are trying to play. If you're cheating in that, then that's not as bad.
That was another thing he said. He's like, he was just playing, like, a normal match. He wasn't playing, like, a competitive match or a cash cup. He's like, he was just playing a normal game. And I'm like, dude, he's still cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, and there was that whole thing of, like, he's a content creator. He needs to be given leniency. And I'm just like, but no.
Yeah, that argument was pretty weak for him.
Yeah, because it's a... I mean, there's, like, a ton of things in life. It's just like, hey, I'm a person of higher class. I'm rich. I help out the community a bunch. I should be punished less. And it's like, well, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I don't know about that one.
Speaking of controversial and divisive opinions,
yes,
dude, I'm on fire with these segues today.
That's true.
We're going to talk about Death Stranding, the big game by a little Japanese man named Hideo Kojima.
Deo's fault.
Deo.
Oh. Crap.
Hideo Kojima, he released a new game. This is his first game.
Oh, he's a little first gamer.
Well, no. This is his first game not connected to a huge company. Because he used to work for Konami.
Okay.
I think that's who it is. And he did the Metal Gear Solid franchise and all that. And then there was that whole split between Kojima and Konami. And this is his first game since then. And this, literally, Sony just gave him a blank check and said, make a game.
That's pretty nice.
So the thing is that this game is very artsy, in a sense. Mm-hmm. Like, here's the thing. certain people are giving it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Others, like IGN and some other major publishers, are giving it less stellar reviews. It's, I said 5.8 before, but that may be wrong. Hold on. Like, and here's the thing. I've looked at gameplay and I've looked at the reviews. I think, personally, I would be on the side of lower score. Because every review that loved it, they noted, okay, 6.8. 6.8 out of 10, which from IGN is like...
Yeah, it's kind of low.
That's low. But the thing is that everyone who, like, loved the game seemed like their cadence was less of this game's amazing, and it was more of defending the game. Like, and I mean, I am one to defend, but, like, if a game is a 10 out of 10, you shouldn't have to defend it.
Right.
Like, it should just be like, this game's a 10 out of 10. But, like, reasons IGN gave it such a low score is that it has a huge amount of cutscenes that are thankfully skippable, but, like, it's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of story, and then the main chunk of gameplay in the game is walking.
Yeah,
there is combat, but it's very few and far between.
It's a walking simulator.
It's essentially a really high... It's a AAA walking simulator. And, like, here's the thing. You have these packages on your back, and you can... And its inventory system, it works like this. You put packages on your back, and they actually, like, stay up on his back.
Right.
But you actually have to balance it. So it's a walking sim, and so, like, you'd be walking, and then your character will just all of a sudden stumble, and you have to, like, hit left trigger and right trigger and just balance yourself out real quick. And if not, you're just, all your packages fall everywhere and get damaged, and you, like, lose money. And, like, there's this rain that corrodes things. The game is just, it seems frustrating and annoying because they showed a sequence where they were trying to, like, move away from a cliff, but the character, it's not like one-to-one control. It's like a suggestion you give him, sort of. Like, you tell him to move this way and he'll move that way, but what animation he does to get there will be different.
Right.
So, like, there was a thing that I saw some streamer show. He was just trying to walk, like, to the left, but then the animation he did made him step to the right and he fell off a cliff and died. And it's a lot of that kind of stuff. It's very artsy, and it's very, like, these beautiful animations, but the animations get in the way of the gameplay. And then even when it's not in the way of the gameplay, you're walking or doing very light combat or or, like, stealth, sort of. But, like, it just
too artsy, not enough gameplay.
Well, the thing is that, like, I like a game with a good story, but I want there to be, like, real gameplay. And, like, and the people who are giving it 10 out of 10, like, the story is amazing, and I'm like, great, but that's not the point, because the story has this, from the bit I've seen, I haven't seen the end of the game, so I don't know for sure, but the story definitely is playing on the fact of how we are addicted to
cocaine.
Not brands and, like, social media and stuff like that, because one of the main currencies in the game is likes. And, like, they say an event happened that, like, ended this world, and so, like, it's definitely about, like, the state of humanity and stuff like that. Like, you know, that little, like, that A24 art house story, like, magnifique, beautiful.
Oh, magnifique, mademoiselle.
And but just, like,
merci beaucoup.
It's just Norman Reedus walking around with boxes, and it's just, I personally, it's getting a PC port. It's coming in July of next year, and so I'm like, wow, that's
I think that's a fat pass.
I was about to say that is a fat pass. I'm sorry, I'm just grabbing this
stick of truth
to balance myself. Like, this chair is no longer comfortable to sit in.
Oh, did I tell you? Oh, yeah, you saw I was gonna get the pre-built, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, Canaan.
Go to Micro Center now.
if you wanna, have pay me $1,500.
No. If you want to pay for my hospital bill.
No, that's fine. School. Oh, yes. I was like,
wait. What were you? The pre-built. You were talking about the pre-built.
yeah. I talked to Microsoft. I was like, well, if I can I price match the parts in the pre-build? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay. So what? So I said, okay. I didn't say theoretically, but in my head I was like, theoretically, if I were to price match all the parts in the PC to what you pre-built it with, it's gonna be cheaper. It should be cheaper.
Okay.
I think. And I was like, okay. I was like, how much? Okay, so I said, okay, how much for you to just put it together, like just like pop all the pieces in. They're like, so it starts at 150. I was like,
yeah, no, dude. Those technicians, they charge you big. I mean, like most of the time they do clean work though, but like, dude, it's not cheap.
yeah, it's like I don't want you to like wire manage it. I just want you to pop things in.
Then you just pop things in.
But I'm scared I'll mess up the thermal paste and
dude, it's just
I'll
like
mess up
a grain of rice. A grain of rice for the thermal paste.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Dude, it's
and the coolants and
what coolant?
the CPU. Like the cooler you put it on there.
Yeah, but you said coolant like you were doing a water build, a liquid. A water. What PC are you running? I'm wanting a water build.
Well, it's possible though.
Yeah,
the mineral water.
Yeah. But like it sounded like you were running a liquid cooled system. But yeah, no. I mean, it's not too terribly bad.
That's the thing. I feel like I think anybody can build a PC, like put things together.
No, anyone can.
I think it's the scary thought of breaking something, and it's my fault,
I know,
and I have to pay for it. So it's like,
so will you drop the 150?
I'm gonna say maybe only. Well, I'll say this. I'll ask if they can't just apply the thermal paste and put the motherboard in. If they can put the motherboard, that's the only thing.
If they because putting the motherboard in the case is usually the trickiest part.
Yeah,
but typically it's good practice to apply most of your stuff on before you put it in the case. Yeah. So like if you put in your RAM, your some people put in their CPU by that point before they put it in the case, and then some people put the cooler on beforehand, some people put the cooler on afterhand. And then GPU, you actually have to wait till you put it in the case for the most part. Because they have those slots and stuff. It's just like, hey, here you go, baby.
Yes.
Dude, I realized you're wearing your Twitch hat.
Represent.
When
I get this new PC, I'll be streaming Fortnite. Woohoo!
You disgusting little human.
Yeah.
Disgusting!
I'll be streaming Fortnite.
Yeah, you're gonna stream yourself getting cheating, and I'm gonna get you banned for life.
Not true.
Yeah, I'll catch you.
I'm not gonna face Jarvis.
Dude, you're gonna do a Clara. You're gonna pull a Clara.
Clara.
What is this? What is this on my Clara? Oh my gosh!
Competitive game.
And she's like
shows these cheats.
Dude, I love it that she opened up the UI to the
in the middle
software,
in
the middle of the match, and like we see, and she's like, Clara. It's like, what is this? What is this? Clara. She just kept on claiming Clara. It's probably one of my favorite CS:GO clips. It's just so funny because she like does the hotkeys and everything. She's like, and I'm trying to figure out what was her thought process there.
She probably thought it was mask or something. I don't know. But even like. When people see the cheats,
then people see the cheat, like, because she had the exoskeletons of everyone running around. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what?
She's being big dumb.
Big dumb. Speaking of big dumb, let's talk about the college education system or school. Dang, I'm killing these segues.
Yes, school.
Yeah, I'm like about to say, I'm like, you're the one who put this on the board.
Mostly you just wanted to say this because it is November and
finals are coming up.
Yes, the finals are coming up. We roughly have, I believe this is the end of the first week of November.
We have 3 weeks.
So yeah, we have next week, The
next
week after that,
and then
Thanksgiving break.
And then we come back for literally
a day.
a day.
A day, and then we have our exams. So
when is actually? What do you know when your exams are yet? Have you looked at your exam schedule?
I was told my programming one's on Thursday.
I'm gonna quickly check.
I think my programming one's on Thursday.
What the?
I don't know about the rest.
I just typed in my GDC and I got put to Grace Gospel Church.
Huh. Interesting.
That's smart marketing on Grace Gospel Church. Get the college students. I don't even know what the.
But yes, I just mostly want to talk about how
Gosh, yeah, dude. Are you looking forward to? How do you feel about your classes and their exams?
Right. Well, this upcoming week, I have so much stuff. I have a paper due on Tuesday. I have a test on Wednesday in statistics. I have a test on Thursday in my programming.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another paper due next Thursday.
I have a couple tests too soon.
So like,
come on, I want to see.
Once this week's over,
dude, I know, right? Tuesday, Thursday. Wait, classes begin. Ugh, mine's on. My programming exam is Thursday, December 5th.
Yeah, mine's.
Wait, I'm trying to think.
8 a.m.
Wait, Oh wait, no, that's not me. I get so confused because like when I applied to GDC, they're like TR means Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
But TR only means Thursday.
Yeah, that's what it used to be, and then they're like, oh, that means Tuesday, Thursday. What?
So I'm trying to hold on. Where's T in TR? Because like listen to this exam schedule is like a limerick. It's like classes begin at 7 to 8 a.m. MWF, MW or W only. It's like wait a minute. It's gosh, I need a computer. I need to write a program that looks for T and TR. Let's see. Classes beginning at TR or R. What's R?
I think Thursday only.
But then why? What? Okay, so I'm still gonna say it's Thursday, December 5th, which I think is actually. Wait, let me think. We get back the 3rd, right?
We get back Monday.
We get back on Monday, so that's gonna be my last exam. My other exams are like that Wednesday. It looks like. Dang. Yeah. Yep. My other 2 classes, the exams are Wednesday.
It is Wednesday,
Wednesday, my dudes. And then Thursday is going to be my last exam. And so after December 5th, have I told you what me and my sister are doing for Christmas break?
You're getting drunk.
Yes. Peppermint schnapps.
Oh my gosh.
The whole time. Wait a minute. There's one section that's like highlighted.
Okay.
Dude, that's like kind of... There's like one section on this exam thing that's highlighted. But no, what me and my sister are doing... we are going to play every board game in that cupboard.
Oh.
Throughout Christmas break, starting December 5th.
Oh, wait. Every game? Like,
every board game.
Wait.
Every board game in that cupboard.
Yeah, every board game every day?
No, not every board game every day.
Oh, that's why.
Every board game over the break.
Okay.
So like, I've made a list of like, there are 67 board games in total.
Okay.
I'm trying to think actually. Because I wrote this list back September 2nd. I'm trying to think of if I bought any. Because this says 66, but I know I've gotten at least one new board game since then. So 67 board games, and an average. I have the estimated minimum time and the estimated maximum time. Oh. Estimated minimum time is going to be 33 and a half hours. That's not that bad.
For all of them, I guess not.
Well, no, think about this. Over the span of Christmas break, which I'm going to have over a month, it's only that's nothing.
It's not, I guess it's not too bad.
And then the maximum hours, depending on certain games, is like closer to 40 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Which, dude, it's gonna. And guess what, Huber? Officially inviting you to join us.
Oh.
If you want to squat up.
I'll take.
You don't get to pick which games.
I'll bring the eggnog.
You'll bring the eggnog, dude. Honestly, it's going to be hard because some of the games you need at least 3 people. So
You can bring Bella Delphine.
who?
Bella Delphine.
Oh, yeah. No, she'll just be chilling in the bath trying to sell the water.
The only reason I said that is I saw the Blake Bella Adana.
Who? Oh, Blake Belladonna from Ruby. The B in Ruby. Yeah, it was funny. My sister's like, why did you put them in that order? And I'm like, because it spells Ruby.
RWB.
Y. Ruby.
That spells W. Word. There's no way to pronounce an R and a W at the same time. It's like there's no way. You can't.
There really isn't.
You can say bye. B and Y.
Rabbi. It's
Rabbi. I think
Rabbi.
that's the best thing you can do.
It was actually funny. There was a comment that's by Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth they had a game show, and they were trying to do a try not to laugh challenge, and one of their workers, could you add a 5th member to Ruby named exclamation point? I was like, that is the funniest thing ever. It's like
it's just an exclamation point.
That's it.
That's her name.
That's her name. Could you add a 5th member to Ruby exclamation point?
How would they do that though?
just
They would have to somewhat incorporate her in.
Dude, that's when I heard that I was like, that's pretty funny actually. Speaking of pretty funny, Jojo Rabbit.
Yes.
Again, killing the segue game. Oh.
What are you laughing for?
I don't know what I'm laughing for. I feel slightly violated. Oh wow. Whoa, baby.
It's your stick. Enjoy. Okay. Jojo Rabbit. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is about 2 British boys not getting along, and that's basically.
Is that the whole thing?
That's how all of this starts. Yes.
Dude.
Kane, what are you trying to do here?
Pick it up with my foot.
There's no way.
I got it.
Okay.
Jojo Rabbit's about a boy learning to tie his shoes during wartime.
No way.
It's not, but that's like a poor explanation of it. Because at the beginning of the movie, he doesn't know how to tie his shoes, and he keeps on not knowing how to tie his shoes until the very end. He ties like a pair of shoes.
Well, then there's the plot right there.
I was about to say, I'm like, that's not the plot, but it is.
It's the plot that we all know.
But if you haven't heard of Jojo Rabbit, it's about a boy who lives in Germany, and he's a Nazi. And this isn't a real spoiler, but it takes place at the point it takes place in 1945.
At the tail end of the war.
At the point where Germany still thought they were in it, and they thought like we're gonna win this thing, but as history knows,
America has joined the game.
it was, oh my gosh, it's really funny because of course the whole movie just makes fun of Nazis the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That one joke that was actually kind of funny is like, you know how when they enter a room they have to greet people with Heil Hitler.
Yeah.
They had a scene where like 6 guys enter a room and it's just like Heil Hitler and Heil Hitler. They go through, but then another guy walks into the room. Like he wasn't with the group of 6 guys. Another guy walks into the room, and then all 6 guys are like Heil Hitler, and it's like and then just goes through this whole line. And it just. And I'm like, that's actually a really, really interesting joke. I'm like, was it like really awkward at like conventions?
It had to be.
Because like it was a thing they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to greet someone with a Heil Hitler. And so it was really funny. And there was one joke. There were actually a couple jokes in the movie that I'm like, I think I wrote that joke. But there's one joke that that got me laughing the hardest. That I was like, holy crap, I definitely wrote that joke. So I'm not going to spoil which army it is,
the Russians,
that they're fighting.
The Russians.
But it's a battle scene, and one of the running jokes is that they're like they like, and this is also something that like actually happened. Like they had like 10-year-old Nazi soldiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's when you think about it, you read the sign. Read the sign.
Oh, recording in progress.
I told you it wasn't gonna work. Oh, recording in progress. No. Read the sign.
I guess
it was funny when she wasn't home. I was like, oh gosh, she's gonna be the one. She's gonna be the one to come through the door. But they're fighting this one army.
Yes.
And actually, what I was saying is 10-year-old soldiers. We always thought of it as like a horrible thing, but this movie shows it how like kind of funny it kind of is. Like just a bunch of 10-year-olds. Like, you have these 10-year-olds holding like bazookas and stuff like that. And one of the moments I laughed hardest, I know I wrote. Just I haven't. You see this character like suiting up these 10-year-old boys. Like, all right, it's like go into, and like giving them guns, these huge guns. And then one of the kids, she just kind of like eyes him up dead on and goes, do you see that soldier over there? Go give him a big hug. As he runs away, there's a pipe bomb strapped to his back. She pulls the pin on it, and so this kid just goes running out. And I'm like, I wrote that joke in my mind.
So the pipe bomb was on the
kid's
soldier?
back.
On the kid's back.
The kid's back. Go give that soldier a big old hug. And the kid starts running away, and she just pulls the string on the pipe bomb.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I definitely would have written a joke.
I'm assuming it was a suicide bomber and she blew up, right? Or was it a dud?
Well, no, they don't show what happens to the kid. You just hear the explosion off screen. But they do show one kid exploding, but he doesn't die. They show one kid in an explosion, and I'm not going to lie, it was the funniest thing you've ever
Oh my gosh.
Well, no, it wasn't even like a suicide bomb attempt. It was a kid who throws a pipe bomb in excitement. It hits a tree, bounces and lands right in front of him, and then it cuts to a wide shot, and it's obviously a mannequin, but that's the joke. It's just boom, and this body just goes flying.
Okay, then that's pretty funny.
It's a really funny movie. Like
That's pretty funny.
I laughed a fair bit. Oh, I laughed a fair bit. Speaking of laughter, Rick and Morty season 4 comes back today.
Canaan's getting further or closer and closer to his inevitable penetration.
Yeah, inevitable penetration. You know, that's my cover band name.
Inevitable penetration.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this new season of Rick and Morty.
Hopefully it's good.
I've heard good things about at least the first episode, which granted that doesn't mean anything because season 3 had a really good first episode.
Yeah.
It was, and like I'm not saying
last episode.
I'm not saying the rest of the season was bad, but season 3 definitely has my least favorite episodes in it. Like,
yeah, I think they're at that point to where.
Well, but the thing is that apparently people are thinking this season is going to be different. They think people are saying it seems like season 1 again, which
like
is
season 1 with no story or season 1 with story.
Because
like season 1 didn't really have much of a story.
Well, technically, none of the show really has much of a story. It's just occasional beats.
I hate that so much. It's like that's what keeps you like watching.
Well, but that's the thing. That's the point. And season 1 was the same way. Like there would be nothing, and then there'd just be a little nugget, which is what like Gravity Falls and stuff like that do. Which honestly, I'm personally fine with, because like when they want to end the story, they have everything they need, because that's what Gravity Falls did. They had 2 seasons, and then they announced the second season was going to be the final season, and so they took all the nuggets they've been dropping and just tied it together into a little knot and just went there. And so like Rick and Morty's probably going to be the same thing, even though we're scheduled to get another 70 episodes because that's how much
that's what they said.
That's what the doctor ordered. Now people are actually there's actually conspiracy theories on why the season's only 5 episodes long. The main reason people believe it's only 5 episodes long is so it doesn't run into holiday season. Well, like Christmas especially. Because like think this will end.
Yeah.
This will end like right before Christmas break. So that's what people were thinking. Like,
but why would they do that?
Drop ratings, dropped reviews. you know.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, but like it's less of a thing nowadays because like streaming is a thing.
Yeah.
So everyone's just gonna stream it.
Exactly.
But like, people are saying that.
Oh,
It's an earthquake.
I don't know.
It is an earthquake, dude. I need to like let go of this table. The chair is not making me feel confident. It's that,
use your stick.
It's that thing. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. It's that thing that most like student pastors tell you to do. Is like, do you trust this chair? No.
No.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're like, do you trust that chair? I'm like, no, your feet are still on the ground. Do you trust that chair? And it's like, fully trust that chair. And right now, I do not fully trust that chair. Oh my gosh, I do not.
Speaking of not trusting chairs,
Pokemon. I was trying to think of a segue.
Yeah.
I'm like, frick. I had one. If we kept on talking about Rick and Morty, I was gonna mention like, if we were gonna talk about continuity, I would have mentioned the Cronenberg universe, in Rick Potion #9, where they like basically nuke their own dimension essentially with like the mutated creatures, and then I was gonna go. Speaking of mutated creatures. Pokemon. But then my chair almost killed me. The chair ruined my streak of.
It did.
It did. Sword and Shield, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Coming out 2 weeks. Sword.
Huh?
Sword.
No, it's this week, Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you gonna get, Sword or Shield?
Both.
Honestly, what are you gonna get?
Sword.
Sword, same. Noah Davis is apparently getting Shield, which means he's going to be our farm to get.
I'm literally gonna. I can't say this on the podcast. Never mind.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I can't.
I'll bleep out what needs to be bleeped out.
I was gonna. Him.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll bleep that out if I remember. Just remind me 48 minutes. Oh, something that I realized, we did not post a picture on the Instagram last week.
I thought we took a picture of you.
We didn't.
Oh.
At least I don't think I posted it. If we did, I didn't post it, but I'm pretty sure we didn't.
Speaking of not posting the picture.
No. I actually want to talk a little bit more about Pokemon.
Sure.
There have been leaks on
WikiLeaks.
There have been leaks on Pokemon that are going to be in the game, which I don't consider leaks.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, it's spoilers for the game. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's Pokemon that you're going to see. And I'll admit, this is better than previous generations. But, like, it's hard to base new generations on things because we have Gen 1, which is arguably, like, nearly perfect. But I don't know if it's nostalgia talking or, like...
Yeah.
Or, like, it's the first one and stuff like that. But I actually am really happy with a lot of the different... characters that all the Pokemon that I've showed. One thing I'm slightly disappointed in though is the starter evolutions.
They're just not good.
They're good, but like the thing is that like just compared to some of my favorite starter evolutions, like first off, Squirtle was my Gen 1 pick of all time. It evolves into War Turtle, which is just like a bigger turtle, and then it turns into Blastoise, this giant water cannon shooting thing. But then you have Grookey is probably is my favorite final evolution, even though I'm not picking Grookey because I'm not. No, I'm picking Sobble because Sobble is still my choice. Scorbunny, that rabbit one.
The rabbit.
It turns into Raboot.
What a name.
Which is his mid evolution, and then I can't remember what its third evolution is, but essentially he just becomes like taller. Sobble, I know, right? I'll show you pictures after the podcast. It is just taller. Sobble, I don't remember what its middle evolution is. I think it's Sisile, and then its final one is Inteleon, and what he becomes is sort of like a chameleon, and apparently he's like spy. He looks sort of spy themed, but like I was kind of like on the design. Grookey turns into like a giant gorilla with drums, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. My favorite Pokemon of Gen 8 or whatever gen this is. 8?
I don't know.
It doesn't have an evolution. At least there haven't been found an evolution of it yet. But it is easily my favorite. It's a penguin with his head stuck in an ice block. It's just, and the ice block has like the features of a face drawn on it.
Right.
It's just like, and I'm like, I don't know what you are.
What attacks will it have? Is my question.
I'm like, but I want you. Oh my gosh. Speaking of things with creepy and disformed faces, Colt Key after Friday night's football game. So I didn't know about this, but apparently Colt made a stupid bet with the football team. If they beat Kingsway in the playoffs, the team could shave his beard.
Okay.
In whatever style they wanted.
Oh, Colt.
And if they win the championship this Friday, they can shave his head any way they want to.
Oh, Colt.
And the stipulation for the facial hair is he has to keep it for a week. And then the hair, there's not much you can do about the hair.
You have to just shave it all off.
You have to shave it all off. But dude, all right. So the football team was all discussing on what to shave into him. I want you to guess.
A penis.
That was actually discussed for a long time. Just no one was confident they could shave one.
Yeah. It'd be kinda hard.
What's something that's easy to shave that he would be stuck with?
I don't know. Other than that, like, it would be...
It was a famous mustache in the early 1900s.
Oh, no way. Oh, my. You got a Hitler mustache?
So the plan was to give him mutton chops and a Hitler stash.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Ethan Little shave first. It was funny. Everyone was like so excited and hyped. And I'm like, and I was talking to Noah Davis. I'm like, dude, do they know how long it takes to like shave a beard? And then like it was just like, and they were using a battery powered razor. So like it was just getting like, so it took forever.
Right.
And it was just like, zoom, zoom, zoom. And so they eventually brought out like just a razor and shaving cream. And they let Ethan Little do it for a bit. And Ethan Little, first thing he does is shave off one of the mutton chops on the whole thing because he didn't know they were doing the mutton chops. So this mutton chop is just gone. Okay, it's like completely gone.
Right.
But he still has the full mutton chop on the side and the Hitler stash.
That's what he looks like.
That's what he looks
That's
like.
hilarious.
You can probably ask some of the other players for pictures. It was, I looked at it. I'm like, and I looked at Colt dead in the eyes. I'm like, Colt, and he goes, yeah, I can. And I'm like, it's worse than you think. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's worse than
From
you
maybe
think.
if you're looking from here, it looks okay, but then...
No, that's the thing. Like, because I was seeing it from the left side, so I saw the mutton chop and then the stash, and then it turns and it's just bald on this side, and I'm like,
You're like, oh!
and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's just it's a sad thing. I don't know why he'd make that deal.
Kingsway, we didn't beat Kingsway last year.
In football?
No, we didn't. They beat us, but this year apparently they were like 3 or 4 points away from beating them or tying or same score as them.
Oh yeah, but they said like the refs were like
Something.
were biased and stuff. Which every time when I hear that, I'm just like,
They can be,
but like still. Well, no, they lost by like I think it was like
wasn't much at all.
no they lost by a bit.
For Kingsway, I thought they...
Kingsway they lost by a bit, and they were like, yeah, we were down by like 12, and I'm like, can the refs really be that biased? Like, I'm like a 12-point bias, and I'm like, that seems unlikely. Dylan Garmin was on chains for the football game.
Mm-hmm.
He got kicked out of the game.
Did he?
He got kicked out of the
For
game.
what?
He back talked to the coach.
What coach? Our coach?
Kingsway's coach.
Oh.
What happened is he was doing chains, and of course Garmin's being Garmin, and so like a bad call was made. And he's like, yeah, and he's just like, Garmin running his mouth like he's like, come on, ref, and stuff like that. And then when the coach goes, hey, stick to just doing the chains.
Mm-hmm.
Garmin turns to him and says,
oh no,
why don't you come over here and make me, old man?
That's hilarious.
And he gets kicked out of the game.
By the refs?
By the refs, yeah. He got kicked out by the refs. Kicked out of the game. And then, and this was like right at halftime. And like, Noah Davis and I like, why did he get kicked out? And we get a text, Noah Davis gets a text from Dylan Garmin. Like, I just got kicked out of the game for standing up for myself. And we're like... And then we're like, and so we FaceTimed him and asked him what happened. He told the whole thing, and we're like,
Oof.
Like, Ned, Dylan, what were you?
Yeah,
were you thinking?
kind of goofed
That
up.
was so stupid. He was like, "Why don't you come over here and make me, old man?" I'm like, ugh.
He goofed.
That it was hilarious though. Just letting you know, it was funny. Well, before I get penetrated, why don't we wrap up this episode of the podcast? Huber, where can the lovely people find us?
For the audio, you can find us everywhere except for Spotify, I believe.
Yes.
At the Scatterpot podcast. YouTube is because of Scatterplots. You gotta remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Scatterpot podcast. So it's the Scatterpot podcast.
Yes.
And then for Instagram, it's Scatterpot_podcast.
You are correct. I'm still working on Spotify, but Spotify is being stupid, and they let a guy park his truck 80 miles from Santa Fe by a lake. They won't let us just
park our truck
in the driveway about 10 miles
exactly
from Loganville Way.
All
right, this has been the Scatterpot podcast. As we said at the top of the episode, this is probably going to be the last episode in this format. They're still going to be posted on Monday and stuff like that, so we're not ending the podcast. We're just changing some things up, but that could potentially be a lie because it depends on if we figure it out in this week. So, goodbye.